my god, my hair is so freaking long. Hey guys, it's Tiffany. What is freaking up, you guys? Today we are doing an ultimate 25 tips on how I grew out my hair so freaking long. About 3 years ago, I decided I wanted to go platinum blonde. I just wanted to go silver. I wanted to be those cool girls on Instagram that had crazy hair colors. I was going through my quarter life crisis where I just wanted to change up my look. My hairdresser always tells me that I have one of the healthiest hairs she's ever seen, where she's dyed someone platinum blonde. And I think the biggest reason my hair is so healthy is one, genetics, but two, I do some really weird things that have helped my hair grow a lot longer than it normally would. And hopefully these tips would help you guys out. These are actually things I naturally do every single freaking day or week or month. And I think this is one of the biggest reasons my hair has grown so long. I just washed it yesterday. I let it air dry. I didn't want to put any products in it so that you guys can see what my hair naturally looks like. But yeah, if you guys like this video, give me a huge thumbs up. If you guys want to see more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe. I do have a bunch of videos on hair. Let's go ahead and get started. Whoop! Hello. My first tip I have for you guys is to not wash your hair. Okay, hear me out. I know people think that's so gross. Anytime I've talked to a guy about how often I've washed my hair, I get like the weirdest stares. A lot of guys are just like, WTF. I don't know why they think it's weird. Washing your hair causes a lot of damage in your hair. Not only are you using hot water, you're actually aggravating it by shampooing it, so you're like pulling out a lot of hair. And especially if you are not very careful when you're washing your hair, you're probably causing a lot of tangles in your hair as well. Every time you're washing your hair, you're stripping out all of your hair oils, which causes your hair to dry out. So your body reacts to that by overproducing oils. So after a few weeks of you training your hair actually won't produce as much oils as it did before. So then you can prolong your washing time even longer than that, which saves me a bunch of time. I love the fact that I don't have to wash my hair every single day. It actually takes my hair 6 to 7 hours to air dry. So can you imagine if every single day my hair was wet for 7 hours straight? I would literally die. Not actually. My next tip for you guys is to wash your hairbrushes. Just wash it. It is so gross how many times I have seen my friends' hairbrushes or my family members' hairbrushes or other random people's hairbrushes, and it is just filled to the brim with hair and dirt. I like to wash my hairbrushes every other week because dirt and grease just is not a good thing when you're trying not to wash your hair as much as possible. So whenever I am going in the shower, I soak it in warm water and then I just grab a little bit of shampoo and I just shampoo and massage all of the hair out of my hairbrush. It's honestly so easy, so you might as well do it. Whoa. So we are in bed for this next tip because silk pillowcases is your freaking friend. And silk pillowcases are really good for your hair because it prevents friction, so it prevents tangles and it prevents breakage, and that is exactly things you don't want happening to your hair if you're trying to grow it out. It also doesn't leave any like facial marks on your face. I definitely think it's not only good for your skin, but for your hair because it doesn't cause any wrinkles. Get a silk pillowcase. Hey guys, I own something that completely looks like I own a pill shop. That is this beautiful drawer. Oh god, you can't even see it. No! Look at this beautiful drawer that I have right here. This drawer I love to open every single day because I love to take my vitamins. Now the 2 vitamins I highly suggest for growing out your hair is biotin, and then I also take CoQ10. It's supposed to help with your skin as well, and body turnover and skin turnover and cell renewal. But I figured if it's helping out my skin, it's probably helping out my hair as well. So I also take probiotics. I just love vitamins, and I also have a women's multivitamin. So make sure you're up to date with your skin and hair supplements because it's really going to help your hair grow a lot longer. And wow, do I look like a child. The next tip I have for you guys sounds so counterintuitive, but that's to actually get your hair trimmed. Now, when I say getting your hair trimmed, I actually don't mean cutting off the length. Ask for a hair dusting, and what that pretty much means is that they're not gonna cut off any length of the hair. What they're gonna do is they're gonna trim off all of the actual dead ends on your hair. And this takes as long as getting a regular haircut. Getting a hair dusting will probably cost you the same amount as just getting your hair normally cut, but it is so worth it because it literally just takes off all of the dead hair and your hair looks so much visibly smoother after you get a hair dusting. But it is not the same thing as getting a hair trim. Although both are very good for your hair, they're completely different and not all hairdressers do it. Want to know a way to grow out your hair while you're literally watching TV? It is so freaking simple. All you need are your fingertips, or even better, you can use a little head massager, and that is to literally give yourself a head massage while you're watching TV. Oh my god, it feels so good. Now, not only does it feel amazing, what it's doing is that it's increasing the blood flow and circulation to your hair, which is giving your hair nutrients to grow faster and longer. And if you guys don't have one of these little doodads, then what I like to also do, using the pressure points on my fingers to give myself a little head massage. Feels so good. My next tip for you guys is how to properly dry your hair with a towel. You see this towel? This is a towel. Now you don't want to shake your hair all crazy in your towel. What you want to do is you want to grab your towel and nicely scrunch your hair down to size. I feel so dumb having to explain how to dry your hair, but I see a lot of people acting crazy with their hair towels and literally just like shaking their hair in their towels. You want to stop yourself from doing that because your towel causes a lot of friction in your hair. And what friction does is friction breaks your hair, it tangles your hair. Just don't go crazy with your towels. Another tip that I like to do to grow out my hair is to actually use a regular t-shirt to dry my hair. This is probably so weird to some of you guys, but if you've actually looked at a towel, there's a lot of friction on a towel because it's trying to dry everything on your body. What that means is that it actually just pretty much pulls your hair, gives you tangles, causes breakage. And what using a regular t-shirt will do, or a microfiber towel, is that it's just gonna smooth out your hair instead. It's not gonna cause any breakage. And I can even go a little bit crazier with a t-shirt like this than I can normally go with a towel because it's not gonna damage my hair. Alright guys, dry shampoo is your freaking friend. If you're not washing your hair every single day and you're doing it every 3 days, or you're training your hair to not be as greasy, oh my god, dry shampoo is going to help with all of your problems. You're not going to even want to wash your hair after you use dry shampoo because it honestly feels like your hair is nice and clean and it has volume and it's not lifeless or dirty anymore. My favorite dry shampoo is by the brand Dry Bar. So what I do is I just spray it down my part, then I lift my part, then I lift my part. And what I do is I let that soak into my hair for a few minutes and then I just massage it in. And sometimes I even do this when my hair is completely clean. I just washed it and I just dried it, because then it just automatically just sucks in all the grease and oils that's starting to build up in my hair. Another thing I do before I go to bed every single night is I take a little scrunchie, put my hair in a tangle-free hairstyle. What this does is that it prevents tangles from forming when I wake up in the morning. And if you find yourself always having a rat's nest right here in the middle of your hair at the very base of it, that's probably because when you're sleeping, you have your hair kind of like this. And when you're sleeping and you're moving around, then tangles start to form. And so you'll see that your actual hair is shorter in the very middle of your head. If you need a better hairstyle where you can sleep better in it, I highly suggest trying a braid, but this is a very loose bun. This is something that I highly suggest doing. It is one of the biggest reasons that I don't have a lot of hair breakage. Hi. Hello guys. So the next thing I like to do to help me grow out my hair longer, and it's just an overall good hair tip for your hair, is that I like to keep my shower at the coldest temperature I can possibly handle. Heat is just really bad for your hair. The more heat you have in your hair, the more damage you give your hair. And just showering with really hot water just strips off all your natural oils in your hair. And at the very, very end of my shower, for like the last 15 seconds, I will put it at the coldest temperature ever and just like soak my hair in it. So that way the cold water closes the cuticles in my hair, so then it's less damaged and shinier. The next tip I have for you guys is a very intense way of growing out your hair longer, and that is actually microneedling your hair. This sounds totally crazy, but if you guys have heard of microneedling, it is so good for your skin because it increases collagen production, stem cell production, blood circulation, which pretty much means it's such a good thing for your skin. But it's also a really good thing for your hair because it stimulates hair growth. It stimulates the blood flow, which causes your hair follicles to go into an active state, which means it'll actively start to grow because your hair actually has a resting state and an active state. I like to grab my needle and just roll it softly. I'm not putting a bunch of pressure in any way, but I go about 10 times this way, and you don't actually want to go back and forth like this because it'll actually catch your hair. And then I will go the other way, then I'll go diagonally, and then diagonally the other way. This is literally my secret tool. My next tip is to invest in a really good hair oil. So I have the macadamia healing oil treatment. This stuff I have been literally using since I was in college, probably since 2012. Holy cow, that has been 8 years now. I freaking love this stuff so much. And what hair oils are going to do for your hair is if you already see breakage in your hair, say you already have split ends, what hair oils are going to do is it's going to smooth out all the split ends, so it prevents your split ends from actually breaking even further and further up your shaft. Why does shaft sound like such a dirty word? But you don't want your split ends to travel up your shaft. So what I do after I take a shower and while it's still a little bit damp, I just take a little bit of hair oil. I split my hair in two, and I only apply these to the ends of my hair because again, I want to prevent grease from forming on my actual crown of my head. So if you guys are wondering what kind of hair oils to actually invest in, macadamia nut oils and jojoba, and I can't say it, and jojoba oils are really good for your hair. And already, can you guys see the difference in my hair? It's nice, it's smooth, it looks beautiful. Another tip I have for you guys that you can easily do while you're watching TV is to actually cut off your own split ends yourself. And what you want to make sure you do is you have a very, very sharp tool. I like to use toe clippers. They're always sharper than regular nail clippers, but you can use very sharp scissors. What you do is you grab a chunk of hair, you twist it as tight as you can get it. Then you just grab your hair and just lightly bring up all the ends like so, and then tie it in a loop. And all these loops are gonna have little ends right here, and you can find your split ends and clip them off. Oh my God, I was gonna clip off my toe. And you just keep doing that. Ooh, I see a good one. It's right there. And I clip it. And I literally do this for hours while I'm watching Bachelor. Just keep one of these little guys next to your TV stand, next to your remote, and at least be productive if you're gonna just watch TV all day. So we're in the kitchen right now, and that is because eating healthy and being healthy is really good for your hair and skin. I know that is very obvious. It's the beginning of the year. Everyone is doing juice cleanses. You're drinking your green juices, and that's healthy and everything. Drink your green juices, but don't prevent yourself from eating actual real food. And I know everyone is doing some sort of cleanse or diet right now because it's the new year, it's 2020, but that is going to make your hair literally die. It's gonna prevent your hair from growing, it's gonna make it dull, it's gonna make it lackluster. So don't do anything drastic with your diet unless it's a healthy thing. So if you're switching from eating unhealthy food to eating really healthy, perfect, that's amazing. But if you're switching from eating a normal amount of food to literally going on a crash diet, your hair is going to hate you. Another reason I have been able to keep my hair super long and healthy after literally bleaching it way too light than my hair would naturally ever want to be bleached to is because of this product, Olaplex. Olaplex is a bond perfector. Now you're probably like, WTF, what the heck does that mean? But the way my hairdresser explained it to me is that what Olaplex does is that it allows your hair to go blonder and prevents your hair from breaking. So in the past, what people used to do is that if they wanted to go super, super platinum blonde, but their hair was naturally very dark brown, they would bleach their hair once, go home, and then a few days later, they'll come back to the salon and bleach it again. What Olaplex did is that it's a chemical reaction that happens in your hair so that you can actually bleach your hair twice in one day without your hair falling out. If you guys have bleach blonde hair, you guys have never used Olaplex, go out freaking buy it. I use it every 2 weeks. I just leave it in for about 15 to 20 minutes and then I wash it out. And you don't need to use this only when you're bleaching your hair. You can use this even if your hair is damaged from heat damage, sun damage. You can use this product and it's gonna make your hair feel so much more manageable and softer, and it's gonna break a lot less when you're brushing at your hair. This is literally my holy grail product. Again, it is pricey, but my hair to me is so worth it. This next tip I have for you guys is probably very obvious, but it's how to actually brush your hair correctly. There are so many people I see online literally brushing their hair like this. That is wrong. That is so wrong. So how you're actually supposed to brush your hair, you're supposed to brush it from your ends and then slowly build your way to your roots. Now this is really important because it prevents your tangles. So say you have a tangle that's up here, right? But if you're brushing all of this, you're just like dragging the tangle. So you want to slowly detangle your hair by going slowly up the shaft from your ends all the way up to your roots. Like that. Hello. We are in the kitchen because we should be cooking our food, not our hair. I rarely ever turn my oven on more than 350 degrees to cook my food, so why would I ever cook my hair at 400 degrees? So many times people turn their hair tools at the highest settings thinking it's gonna work better for your hair. No, don't do that. What are you doing? You're literally frying your hair. So the highest I ever turn my hair tools is 350 degrees. That's enough to cook my dead hair, and that's enough to cook most people's hair. So why would you ever go higher than that? So keep your hair tools under 375 degrees. Your hair doesn't actually need anything hotter than that. The next thing I do to help grow out my hair is to actually brush my hair before I take a shower. And that's just gonna help me have no tangles after I take a shower, so I don't have to actually brush my hair while it's wet. And tangles are literally your worst enemy whenever you're trying to grow out your hair because it's just breaking your hair. The next thing I do to keep my hair nice and long and healthy is I like to air dry my hair as much as possible. But sometimes when I'm really running late to an event or something, I just need to blow dry it really quickly with the blow dryer. And what I'll do is I'll just blow dry it up to 50% dry. I like to keep it again at the coldest setting I can so that I don't fry my hair while it's wet, because that's probably one of the worst things you can do. I like to use this Dyson. This is a really good hair dryer. It's easy on my wrist. It is very stupidly expensive, but it's so worth it. And the air that blows out of it, I feel like is a lot more even. It's not too hot. The temperature is nice and controlled. And I find really cheap blow dryers that you can find at hotels. They'll just blow extremely hot air and it's not ionized, so it's just very damaging to your hair. This is so obvious, but don't go blonde. Literally just don't go blonde. Don't chemically do anything to your hair. If you're gonna dye your hair, maybe try to use henna dyes because that doesn't use any bleach, or just dye your hair darker or a different color than blonde. Going blonde and bleaching your hair is so freaking bad for your hair. I know that's easier said than done, but I am so happy that I'm just rocking my natural look with my straight dark brown hair. I used to never think it was that cute, but I just love how healthy it looks. I might change it up because I am a person that gets bored very easily, but if you want your hair to grow long and healthy, do not go blonde. Okay. Another hair brushing tip I have for you guys is to not brush your hair while it's wet. Yes, that is so hard because I know a lot of you guys who have naturally curly hair, you have to brush it while it's wet, because if you brush it while it's dry, then it's like crazy and it's poofy and it's everything. So if you are going to brush your hair while it's wet, use a wet brush or brush made to brush wet hair, or use a very wide tooth comb so you can actually detangle your hair. What you're doing when you're brushing your hair while it's wet, you're actually breaking the hair. You'll actually notice that you'll have more split ends, your hair is a little bit weaker, because have you ever gotten your hair wet and then stretched it too thin, and then when you unstretched it, it was like curly, but it never went back to being stick straight? That's kind of what happens. That's kind of like the stretch test that you'll see a lot of salons doing when they're bleaching your hair. They'll kind of pull your hair to see how stretchy it is, because once it's too stretchy, it'll never actually go back to its normal state. So if you have damaged hair and you're brushing your hair while it's super wet and you're going at it vigorously, then you're literally just breaking off your hair. Another tip I have for you guys is to switch your regular hair ties with your freaking scrunchies. These little guys, they cause so much damage in your hair. They're always pulling at your hair. So for me, I like to use these sort of scrunchies. These to me always pull out my hair less often because they're made out of cloth, and they still work as well as these hair ties, and they're just cuter and trendier to wear anyway. And the last tip that I have to help me grow out my hair as long as possible is I deep condition my hair every other time I wash it. Since I only wash my hair about once every 3.5 to 4 days, I really need to make sure that I keep my hair nice and moisturized. So I like to use hair masks. My favorite is actually the Pantene Intense Rescue Shots, and I have fallen in love with this product. I use about half of one every single time I deep condition my hair, and I only apply about midway through my hair to the very ends, and I swear it leaves my hair so nice and hydrated and moisturized. It feels so good once I wash it out, and what it's gonna do is it's gonna prevent damage, split ends, and breakage, which is pretty much everything you want to prevent if you're trying to grow out your hair. Yay! So that was my 25 hair tips on how I grew out my hair longer and healthier. Hopefully this has helped some of you guys. I want to know how many of you guys are watching this video because you guys regretted cutting your hair short. I literally cut my hair up to here, I want to say like a year ago, maybe less than that, and it has just grown out so long ever since then. I'm really thankful that not only do I have really good genes, but all these hair tips I have learned along the way have helped my hair grow out so much. And I want to know how many of you guys made it to the end of this video. So let me know down below how long your hair is. Is it down to your collarbone? Is it down to your ears? Is it down to your chin? Is it down to your butt? Is it down to your tatas? Let me know how long your hair is. I want to know how many of you guys made it to the end of the video. And yeah, I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Bye.
Hey, you the best part of every single day. Ooh, no matter what I do, I'll be lost in you.